This is our...
Okay, it's going.
Cool. So this is like another in the series of Spodcasts.
Yeah. This is another sort of just
sort of sporadic,
free flowing. Don't know what we're going to talk about really.
Not really.
But yeah, just see where it leads us.
See where the conversation goes.
Yeah.
We did have one little sort of springboard idea, didn't we? About we were going to talk about guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Whether that is films or music or anything really.
Yeah.
But so I guess we could, if we get lost and we you know, we tie ourselves in knots and we can't think of anything to talk about, perhaps we'll default to that.
Okay. Yeah.
Sort of issue.
I'm just trying to think myself, get my brain working.
What have we done over the? Because it's Sunday now. We're here on a Sunday. It's about. Is it about 9 o'clock?
It must be
8
about
o'clock.
9 o'clock.
It is 9:30. So we're kind of we're sleep deprived, aren't we?
Yeah, we were up until 6 o'clock talking bollocks.
We were, weren't we? Like for
yeah,
hours.
I don't know. I can't even remember.
I got to you at 2.
Yeah.
Because I've been making some music with a friend of mine, a guitar player friend. So I came straight from his place and drove to you, and that took about an hour. So I got to you about 2, and then we just, like I say, we just sat and talked bollocks. And watched a bit of that comedian, that chat show.
Yeah, which was quite good.
What's his name?
Norm MacDonald.
Norm MacDonald. MacDonald or MacDonald?
MacDonald.
MacDonald.
On Netflix.
That was quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Had some interesting...
interviews.
Michael Keaton one was interesting.
Michael Keaton was very, very interesting, very funny.
He is funny.
He's quite sharp, isn't he?
He is sharp, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't lost any of his sharpness.
No. And Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed listening to her as well.
And I told you I saw the Chevy Chase one, which he's a bit spiky and I don't know.
I heard about some occasion where he was touring over here. Did you hear that? He was being interviewed.
Oh,
and
yes.
He was. They got the interview, and I can't think who it is now. It's someone like who works for, I don't know, is one of the radio stations in London. But basically, he was asking really ridiculous questions, like what was it like being in? I can't even. I mean, I did listen to some of the stuff, but basically. He wasn't playing ball, Chevy Chase, and he just basically sat there. Obviously, people had paid tickets to go and watch this, and he literally had a grump on.
Didn't he do like an audience?
It was an audience with, it was one of those things.
Just a Q&A type thing that he was doing.
I'm trying to think. It was a really random person who interviewed him. I'm going to have to find out because it was really random. I don't know why they put these. It was someone like it wasn't Richard Madeley, but it was someone like that who you just wouldn't expect. But anyway, yeah, it was quite awkward, and I think there was tension in the audience,
right?
And people were shouting out basically to the guy who was interviewing him, "Fuck off your shit," basically, and it all kind of descended into chaos. And
I think he's got quite a reputation, hasn't he? To be.
I don't think they were talking that. I don't think that wasn't directed at Chevy Chase.
Right,
that was directed at the interview.
Oh, right.
Because the questions were so banal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just random stuff. I can't exactly remember what the questions were, but what do you watch on TV yourself, sort of stuff, like really ridiculous. Questions.
Not exactly probing.
No.
I don't know what film it was, but perhaps there was a film that he was working on fairly recently, and there's on YouTube, I think, there's a recording of him ringing up either one of the cast members or the director, and like being very.
It was Mike Reed.
Mike Reed. Oh my God.
Mike Reed. It says it's the best interview he's ever done. But it was like really. Obviously, Mike Reed had done no research and didn't really know a lot about him. So yeah, it was just like obvious stuff like, oh, Three Amigos, that was a good film.
Yeah.
Is he in Three Amigos?
Yeah.
He is in it, isn't he? Yeah, because he's one of... Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah. Him, Steve Martin and...
Martin Short, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is a amusing...
But nothing about his previous career of Saturday Night Live. Although he slagged off Saturday Night Live, I heard recently as well. He said it's shit now.
Yeah.
Which is probably true, I don't know. Obviously it's that.
I think he seems to have a big opinion of himself.
Yeah.
You know. And I don't, it didn't come across that he was being ironic.
No, he doesn't seem to have much humility, does he?
No.
He's like, I'm fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, I'm Chevy Chase.
Yeah, everyone else is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
But obviously Saturday Night Live means more to American audience, I guess, because it never really come over here, did it? So it's a cultural phenomenon over there.
Yeah, I've never really...
Like a comedian factory, wasn't it?
I don't think I've even seen an episode of it.
I might have seen clips with, like, when they've got people like Steve Martin or...
Yeah, they have a guest star, don't they?
Yeah, there'd be someone like that on it.
But, yeah. Yeah, because, I suppose when Chevy Chase and Steve Martin and Belushi were in it, that was the heyday.
Yeah, I suppose that was the prime.
Dan Aykroyd and
yes, of course, all that
crowd. Yeah,
which obviously all went on to do great things, have great sort of movie careers and success.
Yeah, a lot of people have. That's where a lot of comedians that's where they started their career, isn't it? Like Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I mean that was his whole raison d'etre, wasn't it? Jim Carrey to get on Saturday Night Live.
That's right.
Obviously he's Canadian, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So it was like a dream. That's where you go when you've made it, isn't it? Really, or you're making it, I guess. You're trying to forge a...
It's quite surprising the amount of comedians and actors
like William Shatner.
Yeah. But Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, another Canadian, isn't he?
John Candy.
Yeah, yes, you're right, actually. Yeah, because he did a lot of... Candy did a lot of sort of Canadian-centric comedies, didn't he? Slightly obscure ones, maybe, but there was lots of things about mooses and...
Canadian...
Bacon? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That was Candy, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think that... Wasn't that his last film?
I think it probably was, yeah.
I think he died, didn't he?
Too much Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
But, yeah, right, like Michael J. Fox, and I guess the heady lights of Hollywood beckons, and it's pretty fucking cold in Canada, isn't it? I guess, so they just want to go somewhere warm.
Yeah.
So let's go to California.
Yeah. In this country, we had our own Saturday Night Live, didn't we? But
that was quite a few years after, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, the format was very much borrowed.
Yeah.
From the American.
But
that was Friday Night Live.
Friday Night Live, yeah.
Yeah, because they had Saturday Night Live, and Friday Night Live was with Ben Elton and the sort of
all of our sort of
all the Rick Mayles and
Ada Edmondson and
that crew.
Brian Laurie.
Yeah, Hugh Laurie. Who I hear is going to be, what's he been cast in? He's doing some sci-fi drama. Hugh Laurie. I'm going to find out. You carry on talking.
And Harry Enfield.
Of course, loads of money. Loads of money!
Yeah.
I mean, that was required viewing, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Yeah, that was one of the things you couldn't miss. Like The Young Ones as well. That was another...
What a seminal TV show that was.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember. I mean, and obviously you do, because we went to, well, not obviously to people who don't know us, but obviously to us, we went to school together, and we were like in secondary school, weren't we, when that was showing?
Yeah.
And we'd talk about it when the night after. Yeah. You'd watch it, and then you'd basically dissect it the next day and just discuss it in the art lesson. What we used to do really in art lesson, wasn't it? Really, we never did any art. No,
that had quite an impact, I think, on.
Oh, it's a Armando Iannucci show.
Oh, right.
Called Avenue 5, an HBO sci-fi comedy.
Ah.
So he's doing a pilot.
Oh, wow.
And it says it reunites Laurie with Iannucci.
What was he in?
He's had that show Veep, hasn't he? Anucci in America.
Yeah.
Sort of political satire. I've not seen. It's meant to be really good, but I've not seen much of it. And obviously, Laurie was in House, wasn't he? That I've seen a few episodes of, where he's the doctor, but that had nothing to do with Armando.
No.
Did it?
Talking of Armando Iannucci, I saw The Death of Stalin.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah,
I saw that. Where did you see that?
I saw it. It was on Amazon.
Oh, was it? Oh, was that? Oh, but did you? Oh, you saw that when you were house sitting?
Yeah, a while ago. Yeah, I quite liked it.
It was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a little bit meandering.
Yeah.
But it had some. Yeah, it was obviously political satire. It had some parallels with today's political climate, didn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what it was trying to.
Which is obviously what it was trying to do.
Yeah.
I thought Jason Isaacs was really good in that.
Yeah, he is. He's quite an underrated actor, isn't he?
I definitely agree with you. I've got a lot of time for him.
Yeah.
I think he should have
I don't know
been
why.
more stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't get that many sort of main roles, does he?
No, he's normally
Really?
supporting actor, isn't he?
Because he's in Harry Potter, isn't he?
Well, I guess he's in Harry Potter, yeah. I'm not a fan, so I didn't really follow that. He did a really good BBC drama where he was like a detective, private detective.
Yeah, what was that called?
I can't remember what that was called now. Was it his name or what his character's
something
name was?
like that, yeah.
And he was like really cynical and
That's
was
right,
always getting beaten up and stuff.
That's
and
it.
I really enjoyed that. I think they only did they do a series or did they do two? They might have done two series, but it was short-lived, wasn't it? Because then he went off to America. And more recently, he's been in the really, what I think is pretty piss-poor Star Trek Netflix show. Right. He was like the captain in that. Okay. But he was very good in it, but it was just, it was it's not a particularly good show, so.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You're not missing much.
No.
But yeah, I mean, he's very commanding, so I can see why they chose him as a captain, because he's got that authoritarian sort of, element to him.
Yeah, he's something. He seems to have a lot of gravitas.
Yeah, definitely.
Himself,
He's a bit of a Trump baiter as well, because I'm not obsessed with Twitter, but I do sometimes go on Twitter, and he's always got some sort of barbs against Trump, so I think he winds a lot of people up. His Twitter feed. And I think him and Shatner have a little bit of a sparring thing sometimes, obviously being that they're both captains or have been. I think Shatner's quite good at the wind-up. We're getting back to famous Canadians.
Yes, yeah. He's still...
The Shat.
He must be in...
80s, I think.
80, yeah.
I think they're coming. I think they're doing they're doing one of those cons, like a Star Trek convention over here. Jason Isaacs and him are on the bill together.
Can't be many of the original cast left, can there?
I think there's Walter Koenig. And that's it, isn't it? Oh, and Nichelle Nichols, who's Uhura, yeah, but she's got I think she's been diagnosed with Parkinson's or dementia, one or the other.
Right.
So Uhura, Chekhov, and Kirk, isn't it? Yeah, because all the rest are gone, aren't they? Spock's gone.
What about the...
Nimoy's gone. James Doohan, who was Scotty,
Chinese guy.
Gone. Oh, fucking hell. He's still alive, isn't he? Jesus, yes. What's his name?
Because he's on...
Yes, he's on Twitter. He's always on Twitter and Facebook. And what is his bloody name? Oh, I can't remember his name now. That's really embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, him. Sulu. He's still about. So Bones is gone. Spock's gone. Boldly gone. Yeah. Well, I think Scotty was when he shot into space.
Oh right.
That was like one of his final wishes. They shot him in it. They stuck him in a satellite or something and shot him up there.
Didn't they do that with Gene Roddenberry?
I think they did that with Roddenberry as well. Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah. So they're floating around together up there. If they sort of cross paths sometimes, they be quite poetic.
That's weird, isn't it?
It's very weird. But the ashes of. I assume it's the ashes, not like a skeletal pod. They stuck him in more like the pod from Star Trek 2 and shot him up there. I don't know much. I don't know how much mileage there is left in Trek. Really, they've done this TV show. There's the movies have kind of stalled. I was reading that Chris Pine, who's the current Kirk, there's a dispute about money.
Right.
It's normally about that, isn't it? And he's bailed on the next one. And Chris Hemsworth, obviously, who's now Thor, but back in 2009 he wasn't Thor, and he had a cameo in the rebooted Star Trek movie. He's basically Chris Pine / Kirk's dad.
Right.
So it's like a flashback, and they wanted to get him back. The two Chris's, Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth. It was going to be a time travel thing, obviously, because basically, spoiler alert, Kirk's dad dies at the opening of the rebooted movie, just while Kirk's being born.
Right. So
he never gets to meet his father, and there's the whole angst sort of angle for that. But they were going to meet in a time travel-y type thing. But they both, I think Hemsworth walked and then Chris Pine walked. Oh, okay. So it's all kind of up in the air. And then there was going to be the Tarantino Trek movie. Do you hear about that?
No.
Basically, Tarantino's obviously, I think he's quite, well, by all accounts, he must be one bit of a nerd. Yeah. And he was really keen to get his hands on the Star Trek franchise. So he's got what they Carl Urban was talking about it, because Carl Urban's Bones in the rebooted one. He's obviously heard on the grapevine that they want a sort of adult version, so it's going to be an R rating, which is the equivalent of R15 or 18. I doubt it'll be an 18, but more likely a 15 probably. So I don't know if they're going to get that Samuel L. Jackson sort of. There's lots of memes going around, like of him being like a Klingon, saying, it's the one with bad motherfucker on it or whatever, and they speak English. Those little classics.
That could be quite interesting. I suppose he's working his way through all the genres, isn't he?
He hasn't done sci-fi, has he?
No, he hasn't, has he? Done a western. Well, he's done
quite a few westerns.
War film,
western, crime, drama, thriller. I guess. Did he do what was the? He tried comedy with that 4 Rooms, didn't he? Which I've never actually ever seen. He did a segment of it, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Did he do? Oh God, he had something to do with Grindhouse, didn't he?
Yes.
He did one of them, didn't he? He did the Kurt Russell one, which I thought was really poor. Yeah. And I didn't even bother with the Rodriguez one, which was Planet. What was it called? Summit Planet.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't.
That looked quite.
Didn't get on with it. Yeah,
so I suppose that's exploitation.
Yeah.
He's done a bit of that, I guess, but not sci-fi.
No.
I'm not sure how his style would fit into Star Trek, unless he's going to temper his, tendencies to do, gratuitous blood bags and.
Because didn't he say that he was going to retire or something soon? He's only going to make a certain number of films and that's it.
But hasn't he made films since he said he was going to retire?
Oh, has he?
I can't be sure about that. I thought he said he was going to retire and then I'm going to do, because he's doing a Charles Manson movie at the moment, isn't he?
Oh yeah, who's it? Oh, I can't remember.
DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
Oh right.
Are in there. I think it's kind of. It's loosely based. I'm not sure that the Manson murders are. I don't think they're the main thrust of the storyline. That's kind of going on while the main storyline is happening. I think.
Look, I think there's another.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few, isn't there? Coming out.
Matt Smith.
Yes, the ex-Doctor Who actor. Yeah, he's going to do Manson, isn't he? That's right.
I don't know who's directing that, or I just heard it.
Well, you get that, don't you? You get like a spate of someone thinks, oh, that's a good idea. We'll do something based on the same thing. I guess it's like they think something's going to be popular, so they'll do another version of it. Yeah. Yeah, that will potentially be very sort of controversial. Sort of whenever that sort of thing comes up, the Tate murders. Yeah. The Tate murder. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how you've got to be a little bit careful how you approach it, really, haven't you? Yeah. I mean, the acting pedigree's quite impressive. So maybe
if you
would DiCaprio and Pitt be in something if it was too sort of bad taste? I don't know.
Glamorising sort of Manson or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure they're.
But he's been demonised, hasn't he? In the, you know, well, he sort of demonised himself, didn't he, as well? Like I don't know, cult figure.
Yeah, basically,
Really?
wasn't he? He was a cult leader, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And
But even while he was in prison, you know,
played for the Beach Boys.
Yes.
Randomly.
Wasn't he nearly in the Monkeys?
Nearly in the Monkeys, yeah.
Yeah.
Bad vibrations.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But he was nearly in the Monkeys, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So who would he have been? Who would he have been? Would he be in the Mickey Dolans? Who played drums? Did Mickey Dolans play drums?
It was.
He did,
Yeah,
didn't
it
he?
was Mickey Dolans. Yeah.
So he'd be the Mickey Dolans of the band.
Yeah.
I can't imagine him like being in the Monkeys, can you?
No.
They were quite wholesome, weren't they? And
Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't go together.
he
Does
probably
it?
had to lose the swastika, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
On his forehead.